Hello, Space Engineers. I'm Motherfucker Jones, and welcome again to another NKE ship video. Today we're going to be looking at some cruisers, and I'm just going to go ahead and let you examine the outside of this. This is the NKE C3 Komodo. Let's get a watch. Check it out. Okay, so as you can see, the outside's pretty simple. There's a few things going on pretty special there, but we'll just talk about the inside now. So in here we have the missile bay. This was actually supposed to be meant for a special weapon that I will probably go into later, but right now it's just a Mark III gigaton missile that I've made. It's a large grid missile with a singular hydrogen thruster, hydrogen tank, a rotor with the antenna there, and it can be welded up from the top, and it's connected through the connectors there because you need to get the fuel into the missile and all that. And also there's a sensor on the back here that triggers the warhead once it's detonated by the controlling player, because it is controlled by a player. So, you know, a little bit more accuracy there. Anyway, in here we have the airlock for the ship from the front of the ship. And going in here is the main kind of lobby, I guess you would say. It's kind of cramped. You got a projector block up there to weld up your missiles. You got the air vents there. You have reactor and storage access right there. A little bit of a landing walkway platform. Anyway, in here you got the kind of Star Wars-esque looking viewpoint to the hangar, and you got your access to the buttons there. That one opens up the bottom, this one opens up the back. Let's just close them up for right now so we can pressurize the whole thing and show you guys that yes, this entire ship is pressurizable. So, right, airtight doors, taking forever again. I got a jump drive up there. As you can see, the air vents are now pressurizing. And down here we have the pilot's kind of locker bay, and then here we have the hangar. You can store any kind of number of ships in here, large, small, preferably small, of course. You got button access there to close up the doors. You got your, like I said, you got the crew locker storage if they wanted to store stuff before they get into their ships or whatever, or maybe they, vice versa, you know what I mean. Let's just wait for this door to close. Right, so maybe I'll try to put a better door there, who knows. Faster. I got gyroscopes there. You got beds here, a little bit of an access or viewpoint out towards the side of the ship. You know, people can sit in the bed while it's moving to stay stable. You got medical bay on this side and that side. It's kind of mirrored up here. You got kind of a battle station here in case the top deck gets destroyed and you need a secondary seat that's a little bit more fortified to control the ship in heavy battle situations. Through here we have more of a living quarter, but it's not really fancy. Nothing. It's just a hallway with rooms with cryopods in them. I think that was kind of a nice way to do cryopods. Kind of made it look like it's your room. You know, you just, I don't know. It might be problems in the future. Who knows? Anyway, you got your missile control stations here. Also turret control stations. You can set them up any way you want. You got your main seat in the observatory area with a artificial horizon, just so you can keep track of where your ship's going in first person. And without further ado, let's go ahead and take the first spin. She's pretty fast, 3.5 kilograms, 3.5 million kilograms, and 0 to 100 in about, what do you say, 6 seconds there. So it's not too bad for a ship of this capacity. As you can see, it has 8 large thrusters on the bottom, which should be able to get you in alien planet gravity without a problem. And I've already tested it in planets. It is wonderful to fly. It is so great. Just don't flip it upside down for too long, and it should be just absolutely phenomenal. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this waypoint because it's bothering me. Made that earlier because I was chasing off pirates, and then I had to get back here and remember where it was because I like this little asteroid cluster here. Anyway, let's go ahead and park this thing up because it's pretty plain simple. You got, you know, missile storage in the back too. If the hangar was completely empty, you could store extra missiles in there, and people can control those manually. And they do have a pretty good range of maneuverability, even though there's one thruster on the back of that missile in the front there. I was chasing a pirate raider for like maybe 15 minutes with that missile with one thruster, and I couldn't catch up to it because obviously the speed limits, but you get the idea. Pretty good missile. Had a few versions of it. So anyway, going out from the top cockpit to the front airlock here, you could see it's a bit of a run, but I wanted to show you that it's not too bad. And we will go ahead and move on to the next ship here. This is the NKE Evolent. And it is not really a military purpose cruiser. If you can notice from far away, there really isn't any large scale turrets on the outside. You got a ion thruster pack and hydrogen hybrid built on this ship, and its purpose is kind of more to be an exploration, private kind of sales ship for a player. It comes with a pretty good sized hangar for you to store your miners, and or it could be repurposed, this ship, to be a support ship for fighter carriers and all that stuff, because it does come with, you know, your refinery and assembler amenities, but we'll get to that in a second. So obviously in the backside we got a good thruster pack there. We got a pretty good amount of interior turrets to defend against missiles and all that. The hangar is lined with them, top and bottom, so good luck anybody. As long as you keep those things IMO'd up, you should be fine. So back here, in front of here, we have the missiles. So like I said, this ship can be repurposed for war, but it's not really meant for that. It's just kind of its secondary function. It has a lot of secondary functions. We'll get to that in a second. But right, you just open those up to protect yourself from any missiles wandering in there. You can, you know, open them up and then attack. You got solar panels for charging. I'll show you the important part about that in a second, but let's get into the hangar. Let's just get right into this thing because you've seen the outside enough. You got interior turrets to protect yourself, 4 bottom connectors, 1 on the wall behind me. You can fit, I'm just going to reorientate these fighters. You can fit 4 of these fighters in here. So like I said, you could also repurpose this ship for a war if you had to. So it's kind of like a jack of all trades ship, and there is one cool feature that I'll show you in a second. I just can't stop thinking about it. So right, as you can see, you got these 4 laid out pretty much perfectly for this kind of a ship. So if you got any kind of finder of yourself, you can put them in there. As you can see, you got that wall connector, and right here you got area to kind of set up anything you want to convey to the whole ship. For example, like a hydrogen engine. You know, you can just pop that on there if I can orientate it right. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, pop that down. And yeah, you got power generation there from the tanks. And in here we have interior turrets, large scale. no, they're not used as interior turrets. That would just be dumb. I'll get to that in a second. But I just wanted to show you that you can convey the front missiles if you wanted to. I don't have it done yet because this was actually a ship that I've done like 3 weeks ago and didn't know much about Space Engineers. And I thought maybe claying was happening up there, so I just decided not to convey it. But you can do it later. Also, this ship is missing a lot of gyros, but it has tons of storage space. It has 6 large containers and I think like 6 large hydrogen tanks. Like I said, needs more gyros. You got interior turrets on the staircases here to prevent any enemies from sneaking up there. Again, storage access. And to the left here, we actually have refineries and assemblers stacked in perfect harmony so that you can have 6 modules on 2 assemblers and 1 refinery, all moduled up here, as we can see. Right here, you got your med bay. Around the back, you've got 3 cryo chambers for the permanent crew of the ship, and another turret for protection. You got your assembler right here. You can also access the second one through that same port. You got your jump drive and batteries behind you. Up here, you got the bridge with a main seat. Secondary seats for whatever you want to repurpose them for. You got buttons there for whatever you want to repurpose them for. And I'm just going to shut up here for a second because, as you can see, it's double layered glass, and I'm about to get to show you what I really wanted to show you. So let's just look at the timer block of cycle start. Let's go ahead and try to find a way to put that on that bottom slot of the hotbar. And let's see, search it up. Yeah, there we go. It's on there, and I will let you see the magic.
Get out the way. Pretty boy coming through. Me and my crew, we swaggin' in the room. Girls on me heavy cause I look so sexy. Yellow diamond shouty in the club straight flexing. I'm looking for a yellow bone, long hair star. Thick in the hips, come get in my car. So this right here is my swag. All the girls are on me. Damn, everybody pay attention. This right here is my pretty boy swag.
Yes, that's pretty cool. This ship comes with battle and recharge modes, so if you just have it sitting somewhere for long periods of time and don't think it's a high threat area, you could just leave it in recharge mode, or better off, it's better doing that in planets. But you have, I cannot stress this enough, you have to have the ship locked down. I repeat again, you have to have the ship locked down with the landing gear on a solid state in order to change its states from battle mode to recharge mode. If you don't, it'll rip itself apart. So, anyway, I would like to thank you all for watching again. This has been a great video, and I will definitely come up with more videos soon. See you next time.